Okay, folks, welcome back to Place Your Bet. I'm Sal the Bookman. This segment is brought to you by Kelly Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Kelly Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic every day and host your very own talk show in your very own studio. Call Kelly Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119. Or visit them at kellyvegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. And tell them Place Your Bet sent you. All right. So, Tommy, we left off talking about the NFL and talking about a bunch of other stuff. And where the hell are we going right now?
That's great, man. I'm having fun as usual. Good job, buddy. So let's get into the games. You had a pick yesterday that, again, came out of nowhere. I didn't see it happening, but Jacksonville goes into Buffalo, and you liked Buffalo.
It was unbelievable.
Buffalo was a 3-point underdog at home, right?
Yeah.
Which you always say that the home team gives 3 points right off the bat. So they were technically a 6-point underdog.
Correct,
right?
on a neutral field.
Okay, right. So and of course they had the added bonus of Jalen Ramsey just trashing their rookie quarterback.
Right.
Which, if you know football, the rest of the team, that's not such a good move by Ramsey because the rest of the team is out to prove that they don't have a bum for a quarterback.
Right.
So you basically just heighten the focus, you heighten the motivation of everybody else, people that have nothing to do with the quarterback. The defensive team plays better, the special teams play better because they want to make their quarterback look good. And of course, he does something that you mentioned many times with Mitch Trubisky. He's running the ball better now than he's throwing the ball.
Right.
Which Trubisky's doing. But it's working for both of them because Josh Allen's had a couple big wins. He's beaten the Vikings.
Oh, Allen rushed for 101 yards,
Yes,
and they really took one away from the kneel back.
Actually, two
yards.
Two
Yeah.
kneel downs. He ended up with 99 yards rushing. But he had another nice long touchdown pass.
Yeah.
He didn't have great throwing numbers, 8 out of 19, not great.
He did what he had to do to win the game, but that was my NFL pick of the week, and we talked about it, and I didn't want to give away any picks on Thursday or Friday because I'd already given away picks earlier in the week. I had all 3 winners on Thanksgiving, in the NFL. It was just stupid. We just keep picking winners. Folks, go to placeyourbet.vegas. Make sure you check us out. And if you don't believe all the stuff we're telling us, go to the podcast, play the podcast, rewind them, and listen again. And you'll say, damn, I could have made a lot of money.
Absolutely. We also have different levels of picks on our site. We start out with the silver pick, and then the second tier is the gold pick, and then the highest tier, the number 1 picks of the week, are the platinum picks.
And not only that, what it comes to is the silver is basically you'll get 1 pick a week. Like, for example, if you wanted 1, I would have gave you 1, right? And if you want 2, maybe you're a parlay kind of guy. I like parlays myself. I especially like round robins. That's another discussion we'll get into in just a minute. But also, that would be maybe your gold package and, of course, the platinum. Maybe you like the 14 parlays or 14 tiers and stuff like that. Well, then you would go with the platinum piece. And by the way, if you are a platinum subscriber, you will get a free trip to Vegas with a 3-month commitment.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
You get a free trip to Las Vegas. We'll put you up at a nice hotel as well as an airfare for 2 people. And of course, that's, restrictions apply. We don't know what the airport. Let's face it, in Chicago, they just got 15 inches of snow. So therefore,
ain't nobody leaving there for a while.
No, 1,200 flights were canceled as a result of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can't help that stuff. But guess what? What do? We pick winners. We pick winners.
Pick winners.
That's it.
So a couple other.
While everybody else is picking their nose, we're picking winners.
You're picking winners, man. I don't know how you're doing it. You're picking winners.
Don't ask how the popcorn pops.
We had the Minnesota Green Bay game was a game that I want to talk about because you don't like Kirk Cousins. You're not a big Kirk Cousins fan. 3 years, $84 million. You've mentioned a few times that Kirk Cousins is a bum or he stinks or whatever. I don't know how you say it.
Overpaid and overpriced.
Overpriced, which is fair enough. He hasn't won anything. In Washington, he was a lot of 9-7 teams. He was in the playoffs a couple times. I like him because he came out of nowhere. He was the second quarterback picked in that draft. He ended up beating out RG3, and he ended up having staying power. And he also pulled a couple Le'Veon Bell moves where he just played on a franchise tag. He didn't hold out the second time, but he made that work for him. Interesting thing about Cousins is he's playing Aaron Rodgers, who is right at the top. If not the best, he's right in 1 or 2. Him and Drew Brees right now. I think he's outplayed Aaron Rodgers in both games this year.
Why don't you ask yourself why? Why don't you talk about the offensive line? You like people. You like to talk about people. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you've got 2 guys on the offensive line for Green Bay that are out, right? And so if you're talking about Aaron Rodgers getting outplayed by Kirk Cousins, buddy, you better make sure that sample size is equal because you can't have it leaning one side heavily with an offensive line healthy on one side and a battered up line on the other side.
Well, right. David Bakhtiari, who's considered the best offensive tackle in the NFL right now, he's highly rated. He was injured yesterday, and they had another couple injuries, but he still has a good offensive line. They're very good offensive line.
No.
Minnesota doesn't have a good offensive line either.
No! The fact is, you're blowing exactly this guy. He's blowing up everything that I just said. Look, if you're going to compare, you got to make sure that the comparison is equal. Right? It's not just an apple and an apple. Maybe it's a Golden Delicious against a Golden Delicious, not a crab apple and a John Gold.
Fair enough. But Kirk Cousins does not have a great offensive line either.
The point, this is not about.
Hit a lot.
Wait a minute, wait. He gets hit a lot because of his bad decision. For the same reason, he gets most of the batted balls in the league as well. He leads the world.
One yesterday.
Bull.
Now
that's
one.
a bunch of bull.
I didn't see one.
In the fourth
ball.
quarter, he had a batted ball.
He grounded it.
No. He threw the ball, and a big paw got just knocked the ball out of the air. You better watch the replay, buddy. I watched it.
He hasn't lost to Rodgers this year, though.
Who gives a damn?
One tie, one win.
You're missing the point. No, the point is about what? We're trying to draw a comparison. Who cares if he won or whatever yesterday? I don't care.
Wins and losses do matter.
But wait a minute. You're doing a comparison between quarterbacks, not on wins and losses. If you're going to do a fair comparison, Aaron Rodgers is on another planet compared to Kirk Cousins. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
Okay. He is better than Kirk Cousins, but Cousins has played well against them.
He's a lot better.
He's a lot better. Okay. Cousins has been playing well against them.
Who gives a damn about Cousins?
Let's give him a little credit. Come on.
I'll give him zero credit.
Okay, zero
he
credit.
leads the world in batted balls.
Zero credit.
Why would I?
We're going to go to your second favorite quarterback. Now, your second favorite quarterback is the 58-minute man. Right? The 58-minute man is Philip Rivers.
Mr. Padded Stats.
Another fantastic game yesterday.
Padded. A fantastic game against a feeble club.
Okay,
Give me a break.
Well, he was 25 out of 25.
Oh, here come their stats again. Go ahead.
He was 28 out of 29 for the game. He played a great game. They
were against the high school team.
No, it wasn't. It was the Cardinals. It was
the
team, but it wasn't
okay. And the last time Josh Rosen played on that field was at a state championship or some crap like that. Okay. He played a high school team. Give me a break.
All right. Well, again, another very good.
They should have won 300-0.
Probably going to the Hall of Fame, by the way. He's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame when he finishes with his numbers. It's going to be tough to leave out of the Hall of Fame. The only thing that's going to work against him is his lack of success in the postseason. If he doesn't make it to a Super Bowl, that might hold him back.
So therefore, you just said the magic words: lack of success in the postseason. Does that not sum up a quarterback? Right or wrong, Darren?
Right.
Louder! Open that mic.
That's why I said probably. Right.
Right. Okay. That's it. Turn his mic off.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
Mic's off.
Your Honor.
Okay. A little interesting thing yesterday, and this is something that you're really good about, and I just wanted to bring our listeners, to an awareness about the large point spreads. Now, yesterday the point spreads of 12, 13, 14 point spreads yesterday in those games. People stay away from them. People think that's too many points, can't lay that many points off. Each game the team covered. Now, the Patriots were giving up 12 against the Jets. They covered. The Cardinals were giving up 14 against... the Chargers are giving up 14 against the Cardinals, and they covered. So, we're really doing well with these big game point spreads. And I just wanted to say, I wanted you to talk about how you don't shy away from them.
No, as a matter of fact, I like the big point spreads because that tells me there's a severe imbalance between the teams in the first place. The only thing you really have to protect against are those, as the coach, so to say, because we can't as bettors. What do we do? What do we look for? We look for coaches that are aggressive. We want aggressive coaches that want to drive the nail into the forehead when they're already laying down on life support. Great. Put your foot on their neck, put the trigger in your finger, and make sure you put the barrel of the gun right at their forehead and pull the trigger. Get it over with. You don't want someone that's going to sit back and let a garbage time touchdown kill you. So you need aggressive coaches with those big point spreads, and those come in more times than not.
Well, Anthony Lynn is trying to establish a culture in Los Angeles with the Chargers, a culture they haven't had. So I can see him going for the
You see where I'm going with this, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Right, they're down, kick them!
Yeah, he's the kind of coach where he's like, keep going, keep scoring.
That's right.
And they did that. The only problem is they may have lost their star tailback. Melvin Gordon has a strain or possibly a torn MCL. That's too bad for that team. Right. And that's just, Philip Rivers' luck. Now he's going to go into the playoffs missing his star tailback.
Philip Rivers, look this guy at Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is kind of like a one-man cancer. And
He's not that bad. Now, come on.
How do you
hate
know?
these guys.
How do you know? This guy, I'll tell you how I know. Because this guy yells at his players on the sideline every day like he yells at his troop of kids. He's got 400 kids, whatever. And all he's doing is yelling at them, and he yells at the players in the same way. They're not the same people. You can't do that.
He has 8 kids, and I don't...
It's the same garbage.
I don't know if you know he's yelling at his kids. You don't know that.
How do you know?
How do you know he is?
Because that's what he does.
He does not.
It's reported as such by Darren. Darren tells me everything.
Listen, okay, talking about big point spreads and games coming up this week, big point spreads, the New Orleans Saints are clearly the head and shoulders above everyone else, right? Are we okay here? We're good?
We're fine,
The
man.
Saints are above. You think they're the best team in the league right now,
No
right?
question.
No question about it. Now, I'm going to ask you, the early line in that game on Thursday night is only 7 points. I would think that would be close to a 10-point spread.
And where's the game and who are they
It's
playing
in
for everybody
Dallas.
at home?
It's in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, which I think the Saints are going to have a ton of fans in Dallas. It's close to New
It's
Orleans.
a border war.
Yes. So I think that there might be even a 50-50 crowd. In fact, there might be times when Dallas has the ball and they won't be able to hear their own signals. So, but I thought that spread would be a little bigger.
Yeah, but don't forget.
6 or 7 points.
Where's Drew Brees from? Drew Brees from East Texas.
Yes.
And don't think for a second that this boy going back home to Texas doesn't want to show those boys that play
Isn't that
in
supporting
Dallas.
my question of the line? Why? I'm asking you. Why is the line so low?
The reason the
line.
line is low because Dallas doesn't give up a lot of points. If you look statistically, I know you're a stats guy. If you look at the points against, they're one of the leaders in the league, if not the leader.
Third in the league in points given up.
They're
You're
right there.
Yes.
Okay,
Although they're struggling in the fourth quarter, they have a very bad fourth quarter defense the last 3 games.
Okay.
But you're right.
Okay, so I'm looking at total points against. And so with New Orleans, they lead the world in points for. And they're scoring 40, 50 points a game. It's ridiculous. Even on a bad game, they're scoring 30.
Well, they scored 31 against a bad Atlanta team at home. They should have
Yeah,
scored
but
more. Although
they could have. Well, they
though.
could have. You remember they
Yes.
could have. But what did they do? They ran the ball. See, the thing is, the Saints have a good balanced attack. Unlike those teams, and let's just take
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Green Bay, with the addition of Jones, they have a running game, but really they're a passing club.
Yes.
And that's it.
You've been asking for balance from Green Bay for years, and that's why I think Mike McCarthy's going to get fired. They're going to miss the playoffs for 2 years in a row, and I think it's it for Mike McCarthy and Green Bay, right?
That could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I think they're going to give him another year.
Ooh.
I think they're going to give him another year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Another year.
Yeah. They're going to give him another year.
Okay. All right. You don't think he's getting fired?
No, because look at it this way. They've had their share of injuries like everybody else.
Yes.
All right. And so you can't blame the coach. And you can't blame the general manager. Players get injured, they get injured. What are you supposed to do? Right? So in the meantime, you got to give them the opportunity. It's kind of like the idea when we're making a bet, let's just say we like 3 teams. And we don't want to bet 3 flat bets, right? The 3 of the even straight up money bets. What do? Maybe we want to parlay. Maybe we do something called the round robin. Maybe we take 3 2-team parlays. And imagine if 2 of these guys win, you end up winning. Imagine the odds being 13-5, right? 13-5 on a 2-team parlay. So you get 13-5, 13-5, 13-5 if all 3 win. So on $100, you basically buy 3 2-team parlays for $100 each, or $300 total. If all 3 come in, you make $780, right? But if 2 out of 3 of those parlays come in, you still make about, I think, $60 after everything. And so maybe not all your picks are going to come in right. And so we can't always get what we want, but at least if we get 2 out of 3, why are we talking about this anyway? Because people at placeyourbet.vegas, what do? They bet flat bets, they bet parlays, they bet round robins, they bet teasers. And I'm talking about it.
Round robin.
The round robin, because the 3 2-team parlays is really a round robin. And so that's the best way to protect your money with 2 out of 3 only coming in. You don't have to have all 3 coming in, Tommy.
Right. Well, we had a guy that was on us that one week we were 2-1, and you schooled him on how to do the round robin, and he still won a little bit of money. Right. It was the only week that we lost the game. Every other week we're undefeated. Mm-hmm. Right. He loses a game. The other 2 weeks were Alabama. The one game we were Georgia with 1 loss,
Right.
and he still won a few bucks.
Right.
Because he pulled the round robin, which you've been a big fan of that round robin since we started.
Oh,
this.
I've been a fan of that since I was 12 years old
12
making
years
bets.
old.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, and that's the safest way to bet. It's kind of like when you're at the racetrack. You know, if you like to bet the trifecta, All right, so you bet the trifecta. Maybe you've got, I got 3 horses. Man, maybe I want a 4th one. Okay, fine. Tell you what, let's go to 5. Let's do a $1 box. We'll take a third of the purse, and we'll put $60 out there for a $1 box on the trifecta. We're going to put 5 horses in, the top 5 horses that I think are going to end up in first place, and I'm going to get my win by basically taking a third of the purse, which is 1/3, or that would be the $1 box. Instead of a trifecta, it's only a $1, right? And that's how it works. I learned how to do this when I was, 11, 12 years old.
It's not easy, folks. It's not easy.
No, I'm a math guy. I know math. I've been a math guy my whole life, and I do facts and figures like this in my head regularly.
Well, let's give a little background. You're a Duke University grad with an MBA. You have a law degree from Loyola Chicago, and you're Purdue University undergrad. So you've got quite a background there. But I think the most important background is that you started from Oak Park in Chicago, which is the neighborhood that produced a lot of the guys, a lot of the boys that started Las Vegas in the 50s and 60s. You're from that neighborhood. So this is your home, more or less.
Where's that chainsaw sound?
Wait.
I'm waiting for that.
I was wondering which one you wanted, right?
Where's the... That's right. And if you're caught cheating in the house, you're losing fingers, kid.
Very good.
And if you're caught in the house again, guess what? Now you're really in trouble.
We have a couple minutes. I just want to digress
back to... You know the term 86th?
Yes, 86.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah, it means that you're out of it.
No, well, but do you know what it really means?
No.
The origin of it. You're 8 miles out and 6 feet deep.
That's fantastic.
Come on, man. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, for God's sakes.
That's just fantastic.
Look, folks, you're learning a lot of things here on Place Your Bet.
That's fantastic.
You're learning how to place bets. You're learning a little bit of history, too.
When I first learned 86 is I worked at a restaurant, and we were out of the fish of the day. They put it on the 86 board. We're out of the fish. 8 miles out and 6 feet under.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it. And when I tell you, whenever you're in over your head, I tell you stop digging. You're already 6 feet deep.
So what about Tony Spilotro, right? We don't call him the ant, right? Now he's from your neighborhood, right?
What about Tony?
He's one of the guys that started this town, right? Back in the hole, he ran the hole in the wall game.
Well, yeah, he was involved in some stuff.
He was involved in some
stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's what I read. I don't know nothing.
I heard he ended up 86, 8 feet out and 6 feet under.
I don't know nothing. I think he ended up in a cornfield in Indiana, but I don't know nothing.
See, here's the thing, folks. If you meet a guy who says, I don't know nothing, it means the opposite. You know a lot, right? Absolutely a lot, right?
I don't know nothing.
Sal knows a lot.
I don't know a damn thing.
More in the days coming for Place Your Bet.
Anyway, folks, listen, you make sure you join us on Place Your Bet next time, and go to placeyourbet.vegas. Check us out. You can read all about us, Tommy T and myself, Sal the Bookmaker, and the big pile of cash that's on there as well. So until next time, we'll see you right here on your favorite station. So long, everyone.